Hello, ladies and gents. She-Hulk is back in the news. Why? Because they've updated the VFX. It still looks like trash. I don't understand what they're doing here. Like, it looks terrible still. This is supposedly them going, you know, making like big changes. Okay. Top and bottom. Oh, right, yeah, cool. So you've just added some pores to. I mean, you've just added some pores. Why? This looks garbage still. Again, you've just added a bit more texture to the forearm, a bit more pores, which obviously, you know, adjusts some of the lighting a little bit, but that's about it. I mean, what? Like, what is going on? And also as well, like, I think what's annoying, I think what's really frustrating about this is websites like this note, we suspected that the visuals were a far cry from what we'll see this August, and that's now been confirmed by an updated version of that trailer recently uploaded to Disney+. Why'd you release it in the first place then? If only a week later you were going to change it. What? Are you telling me it took you a week to do that? Why didn't you just wait? You dingus. What? It doesn't make any sense. Now either, it's like, oh, just fucking hell. Either they didn't think people would hate it so much, they were like, well, we'll just do the bare minimum. That's fine. We'll just let this slide. Don't worry about it. People will be fine. People will love it. Consume product and all, right? And they just thought they'd get away with it. They'd release it and that'd be fine. No worries. No one would complain about it. And then they were like, shit. Shit, everyone hates it. We best change this now. Because why would you release that in a week? Or unless this was always the plan, but what a dumb plan. Yeah, let me release something which looks like garbage and make people look at this show negatively. That's so smart of you. Why do they keep doing this stuff? They do this with video games. Like, they release incomplete video games. They, you know, with massive day one patches. That's not a game. It's not completed. Like, it's trash. Okay, just complete the bloody game and then release it. They do this with trailers. Most of the time, the visual effects in a lot of the movie trailers that you see is actually done. This is an interesting one because this is quite unusual. Because more often than not, like, because I remember people were saying, oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff over the last few years where people are like, yeah, the visual effects aren't done. And then the movie comes out and you're like, yeah, it's done. That's done. It was done a while back and it still looks poo. But you'd think that they would just do it right the first time. I mean, this isn't that much of a difference either. It's either that they like, it's just like slightly more defined. It's like, oh, we'll just give her some pause. Okay. What? She still looks like Princess Fiona from Shrek. But I think like what's very frustrating about this, right, is that they could have done this anyway. Just released it a week later. So as you can see in the side-by-side photos below, She-Hulk's face now looks far more detailed and realistic. She's got pores. That's it. There's more texture and less of an uncanny valley effect now. And even the hero's eyes and hair have improved. The visuals are in line with what we've come to expect from Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in the MCU. And that's all fans were really hoping for from Jennifer Walters' live-action debut. I'm just... yeah. I don't get it. Why they would do this. And I think what's frustrating as well is loads of people keep like forgiving the visual effects from Marvel recently. Marvel's visual effects have actually been going downhill for quite a while. Like the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo in Hulkbuster armor for like Endgame or whatever it was, he was just a floating head. He looked terrible. And people just keep washing over. And the thing is, it's Disney. They shouldn't have bad visual effects. Their visual effects should be the best because they have all the money. And if you're accepting anything less than that, then you know that they're just cheaping out. And that's a shame, because they're just disrespecting you as a fan. But I'm more baffled by the fact, the sheer audacity of them to release that shitbox trailer last week and then come out with a new one a week later. They got some nerve, like that is... They got some balls, some stones. Heavy balls going on there, like full of ego, full of sass. It's quite crazy to think that that is... Yeah. It just baffles me. You'd think, right? You'd think that you would save the embarrassment and hassle, unless it's a part of a marketing ploy. But that's a bad marketing ploy. Why would you do that? Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, do you think, ladies and gents, do you think... Well, were you interested in the first place, for starters? And were you, does this now sway you? Because, I mean, this is not... It's not that different, is it? Really? It's not that different. I don't get why this is... yeah, it doesn't look that different. It's just more textured, like you can see wrinkles and pores and stuff. Yeah, like it's less smoothed out, but just... Do they need an extra week of rendering time? Just wait a week. So like I say, does this sway you if you were interested before? Or you weren't interested before, should I say? And now you are interested. Like, does this... has this swayed you? Does this sway you? Why, if so? Let me know down below. And what do you think the reasoning is? Why did they wait a week to release this? Do you think that they genuinely needed a week? Do you think that they were trying to get by with bare minimum? Let me know. Yeah. I'd genuinely be intrigued to hear. So, anyway, guys, not much else to say here, to be fair. This is a shit show that's just going to continue. Loads of people have been asking, where's all my normal stuff? I have been doing normal stuff. I think it just gets buried in the pile. The whole Johnny Depp trial ends tomorrow. Closing arguments, then goes for deliberation. So there'll be movie news and movie reviews and things like that coming again soon. But I did also say in the new year, prior to the new year festive period, that this year I would talk about more things. This is part of that, covering other things. But anyway, I digress. Cheers. Take care.